This is indeed a roguelike, Ben. It is sort of a retro-style roguelike in that winning is almost entirely up to luck. In the worst way. I got the wooden spoon achievement, dying less than 20 turns by spawning in with a wizard in the starting room together with 2 goblins, and they basically just stabbed me on the first turn, killing me instantly. So yeah. That is entirely possible, however. I must admit I have not read up much on this game, because I was hit by the gift tank. So I suddenly got this game, and as a rule I always play games that I get from people on the stream. So here we go, I suppose. Alright. So far we have the 3 starting classes and 1 class have unlocked. We have the human Saracen. How exactly Saracen is a class I do not know, but I find it slightly racist in a hilarious way. We have a woodland elf archer, a human wizard, and finally a human knight. These are the ones we have unlocked. So, take your pick. You have chosen Wizard. You wield the great powers of the arcane. Alright, after that we need to pick which quest we want to do. There are quite a few actually. We have Journey to the Kimon, which is a Japanese-based quest. We have Mask of the Boy King, They Dwell Beneath, Dark Hearts and Evil Minds, and Battle for Stormrise, and finally Tower of the Magus. Towers of the Magus would be sort of fitting, I suppose, since we're wizards, but Kimon and Pumbaa, very much so, yes. Sadly we can't name our character, or I actually would name my character Pumbaa specifically for that. Right, that's basically all we need to worry about, because you pick your class, you pick your quest, and then you press start, and here we go. This text might be a bit small on your end, I'm just going to read it all out loud. Ahem. Journey to the Kimon. For centuries the Kimon, Demon Gate, translator's note, had lain undisturbed, but now a powerful red Oni, Demon Ogre, translator's note, is threatening to open it once more. If his vile scheme is successful, the world as we know it may be doomed. A brave hero must journey to the Kimon and defeat the Oni before all is lost. Our only hope is a single adventurer. Our only hope is you. Yep, we have to stop the Oni's Keikaku. Alright, here we are, and the first thing we realize that there's a rat in the room. So, yeah. High intensity combat! And yeah, the first enemy has taken off 1/4 of her health, and we haven't left the first room. I foresee good things. Oh no, a goblin! Away with you, foul green skin! And so ends our quest. Right, so yeah. And if you die, it just restarts the adventure under the same settings. So alright, here we are, level 1, first room, and there's a goblin here, so I'm just going to fight that goblin a bit. Oh god, please stop hitting me, Mr. Goblin, sir. Oh, loot! A necklace of exalted deeds, which is largely useless, but I guess we can bring it anyway. Can you do more than just attack? No, that's the thing, reader. This is a very peculiar roguelike in that you don't have levels, you don't have experience, anything like that. It is entirely equipment based. And the only thing you can do is move, attack and loot, which pretty much, as it states in the name, hack, slash and loot. Alright, so we have 3 doors, north, east and south. Where should we be heading? South it is. We encounter another goblin. How unusual. Goblin leaves us with a magical hood. Oh, thank you very much. Let's explore this room a bit. Even more doors, so let's just keep going south for now and get attacked by even more goblins. Hey. Jeez. Right, we found a quarterstaff of amazement, but since it's not a magical staff, it can't actually fire magic, which would relieve us of a ranged attack. We have a wooden crossbow, but seeing as we have sort of shitty ranged skill, it's not really much use. You basically only have 3 skills down here, as you can see as well. You have melee, ranged and magic. First a percentage to hit chance and basically the average damage you can be expected to make. Not that it really matters in the end. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, an ultimate tonic! It increased our range skill by 1 and range damage by 1, meaning that it was not particularly ultimate at all, and it also did jack shit for our character. Get out of here, Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin, please. And so ends our journey once more. And here we go again. Start up getting an enchanting apple, which gives us 4 health. Hooray! There's another interesting mechanic here, that basically that you have no maximum health. You can continuously just grab potions and drink 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 until you have hundreds upon hundreds of health points. So yeah, it's basically Gauntlet in that regard. Also, you do a lot of missing, as you have probably already realized. Now, being a ranged character might appear useful at a first glance, but sadly not so much. Alright, here we have a ceremonial cross, which increases our range skill and actually, oh, that's rather nice actually, it increases our resistance to physical damage. Very handy. Let's see what's behind this door. More goblins, who would have guessed? Come at me, goblin bro. Oh dear. Gotta love games where the basic enemy takes half your health in one hit. Right, here we have an altar to Nilbog, god of goblin races. Now, if any one of you realize that Nilbog is goblin backwards, well, here's the funny thing. Gary Gygax, the father of Dungeons and Dragons, thought that no one would notice. Alright, and the altar has enchanted boots. Right. So now we are vulnerable to divine damage. Wonderful. Searching that weapon rack results in a bow that we really can't use. And more goblins, or rather more goblin in this case perhaps, since he's alone. In Journey to the Kimon you can really expect a lot of goblins, seeing as they are sort of apparently allied to the Red Oni for some reason, maybe. Alright, that music means bad news. Oh dear. Oh dear. Leg it! Ho ho! It's a goblin ambush! Time to spit the RNG in the face and just tank this shit, yeah! Nope. And this is really just the best starting point, really. We start right next to a goblin rager, which is basically a really angry goblin with a club that smashes the shit out of you. And they have pretty decent hit chance, and he of course hits, so... Goblins! Now, the only way to recover health in this game is by finding potions and scrolls. Which means that there's no resting, there are no healing spells or anything like that. So, if you happen to get unlucky and get hit early, you pretty much can just give up more or less. Which is really my only complaint, because due to how hilariously random the game is, a single enemy might kill you in the first room, or you might just coast from the beginning the level to the end. And oh hey. Entrance to the next level. Let's just ignore this whole shit about getting better equipment and all that bullshit. Let's just smash our way through. An orc grunter. Don't you dare grunt at me. I don't even understand your foul orcish tongue. Away with you. Right, an apple that increases our melee skill and melee damage. Thank you very much. I'm sure that will be useful. Hooray! Our first beneficial enchantment. +1 magic skill and +1 magic damage. That will not actually matter all that much, since we are about to die, but... Right, so, Shall we try a different character, maybe? Yeah, new character and quest. Seems like a good idea. So, let's bring in some people to make things more interesting. First of all, let's bring in Jamie Z. This is your first appearance on the stream, I believe.
Yes, first time.
Bit nervous?
No, I just, a little woozy. I'm afraid I only just woke up.
Ho ho! I wish I only just woke up. My body still insists on me waking up relatively early, even in the weekends. Because it's a dick.
Yeah, that is a bit dickish of your body. And hack/loot, yeah.
Played it?
A fair bit and reviewed it, and yeah, how many times have you died so far?
14.
So you got the Hill Dwarf?
Not yet, actually. I think...
No?
I think it's every multiple of 8 plus 1, I believe. You unlock new characters by deaths. So...
Yeah, something like that.
So I believe I need a few more. So, let's see. Is Sudden Javelin joining us or not, I wonder?
Already have. Just wanted to see how long it took.
Yeah, just skulking in the background as usual. Alright, let's bring a human knight onto the quest. Mask of the Boy King! Alright. The Boy King...
Nebkepure.
Yeah, Nebkepur, I suppose. Blah blah, centuries later, tomb has been uncovered, blah blah blah, brave enough to enter, blah blah blah, Pharaoh's mask, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Alright. So, in the first room, what do we have? We have a tomb, so let's desecrate that. Yeah, oh shit, there was a skeleton warrior in there, who would have guessed?
I would have guessed.
Well, la-dee-da.
And this is the wonder of hack/loot's Master of the Boy King. It's a Monty Hall in every sense of the word.
Yeah, I tried one of the other quests with the tombs earlier, and I entered this absolutely hilarious room that was just lined wall to wall with tombs, and there were skeleton warriors but no loot in each and every one.
Pretty much. There are tombs with treasure in. It's just, it's maybe 1/3 of them, if that.
The RNG basically hates me. Oh, let's see.
I thought that was the natural state in roguelike.
You say RNG. I've always just said it in my head as ring.
Ring, yeah, the ring.
I've always
Lord
called
of
it
the
Dark
Rings.
Master, but
Right, well, at least these skeletons are actually dropping things. Let's see, what do we have here? An adamantine amulet of power. Can I just leave now and sell this thing?
Why don't
unfortunately
you give it to
not.
a lady?
Look at this scrub. You can't give adamantine gifts to ladies. Come on.
You just call me a fucking scrub.
You are a scrub. Right, so playing Knight. Quite a bit easier than playing the Wizard, mainly because he is not nearly as fleshy and weak and pathetic. Also, since he can be pretty capable of both melee and ranged, he can actually profit from picking shit up. While when you're playing as a Wizard is basically, is it a medical staff? No. Well, guess it's time to move on.
Oh Christ, my phone's going off. I'll mute myself.
Hello, rat. Why does it take so long to get a rat? Oh god. Oh hey! A room with 2 chests.
Because... Yeah, except that chest is going to actually contain stuff.
Or instant death, perhaps.
Not
hello.
in this one.
Hello! A pendant of accuracy with plus melee skill and damage. Perfect. Bloody splendid.
Definitely nice.
And a wondrous scroll that gave us 3 health. That wasn't terribly wondrous at all.
Well, the names are randomly generated, and yeah. The skeletons. This is one of the reasons I actually didn't give this a very good score, because the
Sorry about that.
monsters weren't terribly interesting.
Yeah, it's the same basic enemies in most quests, and they really don't do much other than just do the melee or ranged attack, and you hope they miss.
They do one thing. Have they done the dick move of hanging just outside your melee range yet?
Yep, they just sit around and wait for you to approach so they get the first hit.
Yeah.
But that's just tactics, on the other hand. I mean, it's a sign that they're actually intelligent enemies, instead of going, hey, we'll just line up in this doorway and get smacked by that guy.
Yep.
Jamie, I was hoping you'd sound more Welsh than this.
I know. It's the curse of Radio 4.
The funny thing is that I saw that you apparently live in Fishguard. So...
Yep. The arse end of Pembrokeshire.
So do you live in Fishguard proper or Lower Fishguard?
Upper Fishguard.
Upper Fishguard!
There you go.
Yeah, I know. I take the piss, but...
Yeah, the funny thing is that I had never actually heard... I mean, I had heard of the existence of Fishguard, but never actually read up on it. So I took the chance to switch over to Wikipedia quickly and look at... My god, that's a really historical place, isn't it?
On the one hand, yeah. We had the last French invasion.
Yeah, the last foreign invasion of military forces on British soil.
Yep. And it was effectively driven off by a militia.
Yeah, which is the only militia, it turns out, that actually has an honor earned by fighting on British soil.
Yep.
The one and only in the entire British Empire.
Also, oh Christ, we've got the Iron Age hill fort going towards, yeah, the Iron Age hill fort at Castel Henleys, which we've dug up and recreated.
Just, I mean, for being such a, I hope you don't mind saying so, but apparently boring place, it definitely has a bit of a history to it, is the thing. I mean, I live in a city that is basically the opposite, in that it was created specifically to act as a local hub for the forestry industry, so it has no history whatsoever before, like, the 19th century, and even then the only historical events is it burned down. So we built it up again.
Well, and
then it burned down again.
Historical. That's definitely historical.
My hometown's known for extremism.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that the second time the city burned down, they basically went, you know, guys, this really isn't working. So how about this? We pass a law that all buildings in the city proper have to be built out of stone. So that's basically our claim to fame, that the entire center of the city is built entirely out of stone. There are no wooden buildings.
Well, at the moment,
being the incredibly ironic style hipsters we are, we naturally picked a dragon to be the representative animal of a city after it burned down for the second time.
Hey, dragons are fucking cool. That's our national animal. Doesn't exist, but it's our national animal.
Well, if the queen
Then
can
again,
have
on
a
that-
if the queen can have a unicorn on her heraldry, I think a dragon is just fine.
Yep. Then again, our national dish is cheese on toast.
What was chicken tikka masala?
And of course, cowl, which is basically soup with cheese.
If there's one thing we continental Europeans always make fun of you Brits, is your incredibly interesting kitchen, which basically seems to consist of putting cheese and lard in and on everything.
Cheese is good, man.
Cheese is
Cheese,
beautiful.
yeah.
You can roll it down a hill.
Yep.
I've actually honestly been sort of tempted to just go to that bloody cheese wheel down the hill event and just watch, because it seems like such amazing good fun, especially since so many people get horribly mangled every year. It is one of the
Mangled by
most
cheese.
yeah, it's one of the most dangerous traditional sports events on the British Isles. Because people go running down that hill after that freaking cheese wheel and they fall, and they have no fall technique whatsoever. So they break arms, legs and necks and just go limp ragdoll down the hill for like 30 revolutions. Makes for wonderful
Sounds
YouTube
about right.
videos, but yeah.
Oh,
So,
poor
hack
Fixel
slash
Bros.
loot. Literally nothing has happened since we began chatting about Fishguard. I've just been killing skeletons. And slowly
Yeah,
but
already
surely
dead, you
regaining
idiot.
health. Get back in there.
Well, basically, a game of hack slash loot goes one of two ways. You get niggled to death, or you find something with regeneration and you instantly pretty much win.
Pretty much. I noticed that earlier when I was testing the game out the other day, that basically if you get even the slightest bit lucky with the loot, you are pretty much set to just wander through the entire level laughing the whole way. While if you are playing one of the fleshier classes, you might end up with 2 melee enemies in the starting room and instantly die.
Yeah, there's a huge bias towards certain classes in each of the dungeons. This one, for example, don't go ranged. Don't bother going ranged.
Loads of tiny rooms and winding corridors. And you have to open these freaking tombs for loot anyway, which means that the enemy will be standing right next to you.
Pretty much, but then you have, I think it's called They Dwell Beneath. And that one...
Do they?
Apparently they do, and apparently they have a pixel that dares call itself a Celtic dragon.
I see.
And yeah, and that got terminated with extreme prejudice. Thank you very much. It wasn't even red.
Wasn't even red. Bloody hell.
Yep. But yeah, that one ranged all the way.
I also noticed that when I took a quick look at the character list, that the the ultimate shield of fire.
It's flaming shield and it's crap.
Yeah, I was about to say, it doesn't look terribly good at all, actually.
I don't know why I'm typing in the chat. I've got a voice.
You're just so unused to not being alone with me that now that someone else is actually speaking, you get a bit, you know,
I feel
embarrassed,
threatened,
bit-
is what it is.
bit shy.
And like, yeah,
Some
I can,
bloody
like, quite
some
easily
bloody
insult
Welshman
the
is
shit out of you.
yeah, it's just giving it all
Can't
up in your
insult new people.
territory. Get over here, rat. There we go. And a million more tombs to desecrate. Oh well, here we go. Oh, there was a skeleton in this one. What a surprise.
I might start drinking eventually. Are you okay with this?
Oh, of course.
If I was not okay with this, would I ever invite you?
Well, I never drink on stream. I normally drink the night before. Then I'm
And
going out tonight,
the effect
so-
just sticks around, basically.
I'm meant to be out tonight, so I figure I might get a head start.
Fair
Go
dues.
for it.
Third night in a row, Arthur. It's not good.
It's not! Well, I'm sort of the wrong person to ask since I don't drink at all, more or less. Oh hey, a Ring of Valor. Thank you very much. Why is it that the treasure chests contain almost exclusively shit, while these skeletons are draped in all kinds of magical jewelry?
It's because the game hates you and wants you to die.
Hello? Jesus.
Me and the
these
game
was-
have that in common.
Yeah, I was about to say. These boots were not bad at all. +3 melee and +2 melee damage. Thank you very much. Oh no. A robe. Which
A robe
apparent-
ceremonial.
Yeah.
Wrong order. Game. 4 out of
God
10.
damn it. How dare you do this to my beloved English language, said the Swede. And proceeded to mispronounce half of the words he tried to use because, well, you know.
While the Welshman looked on in glee.
Soon the English language will have deteriorated to the point where Welsh will become the standard language of the British Isles just to set us apart from the rest of the world again. Something like that.
Do you speak any Welsh,
That-
Jamie?
Rhaid siarad tipyn bach Cymraeg. A
Cool.
little bit.
It's a good
Neat.
point, but you know, I don't look at the sheep in that way.
The old sheep joke.
It had to be done. I'm sorry. I've got it on my system.
Don't worry about it, I know them all.
Would have bubbled up all stream
God.
otherwise.
The fun thing is that Southern Javda and I was talking earlier before the stream started, and I mentioned that you were from Fishguard, and he checked and realized that Fishguard was in Wales, and he basically instantly told me that he would probably have to do a cheap joke at some time. It's
That's alright.
It's not even a joke. It's a harrowing fact.
oh god.
What do you call a sheep tied to a lamppost?
Leisure centre.
Well done.
See, this is how we Swedes behave against Norwegians, more or less. But I mean,
It's pretty much how the English are with everyone, really. We're like the worst foreigners to have in your country.
having been to Portugal, the Canary Islands, and Spain, and so on, yes, I know. Anywhere you go along the Atlantic or Mediterranean coast, there's always this beet red, bald, fat guy in a white t-shirt with a red cross on it.
Or no t-shirt.
Yeah, but that's usually after he's done drinking, because he always has a beer in his hand.
You right, lads? You right? You right, lads? Lads? Lads?
Yeah,
What
the
do you think
worst
about
thing.
them
Yeah,
fucking puffs?
the worst thing is that as a child, my accent was actually less pronounced, which means that most English people I met abroad thought I was from England, which of course resulted in those incredibly embarrassing situations where the English family father decided, well, this lad's my boy, come on, come along, and then they would just drag me along, basically. Because seeing as I was also English, I naturally only wanted to hang out with other English kids. And then my very Swedish parents would step up and say, no, actually he's from Sweden. And they would refuse to believe it, since, as everyone from the British Isles knows, no one outside the British Isles actually speaks proper English.
Didn't understand that, what?
Didn't miss a beat. So yeah, basically, British Empire chat on the Loathsome Jerk stream. Actually, that sort of fits, doesn't it? The British Empire was sort of the loathsome jerk of history.
Pretty
Everyone
much.
Everyone just sort of had to accept them because of the fact that they had the military power to shut everyone up.
Except the French at the time.
Yes, well, the French. We all know what we all think about the French.
I don't know.
We all
Tell me
know
what I
what
think
we
about the French.
Now.
I think the French are actually quite lovely people.
What do you think of
Albeit
Sarkozy?
Sarkozy, oh god. Is he even a human being anymore? Seriously, the funny thing is that now I'm going to be like incredibly internet hipster style and stuff. Because recently here in Sweden there was this politician that went along and did this whole I'm not racist but, and then went on an
Yep.
incredibly racist diatribe as usual. And they started a hashtag on Swedish Twitter that's basically I'm not a racist but. And the same day Sarkozy starts a political tweet with with in French of course, I'm not racist but. So yeah.
I'm not racist, but I just fucking hate whites.
Yeah, well, if there's one skin color you should be wary of, it's pale white, because holy shit, the amount of horrific suffering they have caused everyone else over history is, I mean, come on. Seriously, if you see a white man come walking up the street smiling at you, Jesus Christ, run away.
I cross the road, mate. I just can't deal with white people in my life.
I find the worst ones are MPs. Still. They're not human.
Speaking
Oh
of
God.
not human,
A crawling
How
zombie.
those
Oh, you sly little devil, you, pretending to be a corpse and then crawling after me. Now, interesting fact, the crawling zombie of course moves every bit as fast as my knight does, so I literally can't escape the crawling zombie. No, get away. Oh god, it's too fast.
In fact, unless you've got haste, everything moves at the same pace as you.
isn't that a
Which is-
staple of roguelikes?
Yeah, but in this game it just becomes rapidly painful when you're basically set upon by a dozen ranged enemies that chase after you and shoot you in the back.
Yep.
So if you open the wrong door, it's basically, well, good game, bro.
I'm ashamed to say the only roguelike I've really played is of the Pokemon variety.
I see.
Hmm.
I didn't even know there was a Pokemon roguelike.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Oh.
Is that really so much a roguelike, though?
Kinda.
It doesn't even have
dungeons are
permadeath.
like this.
I mean, you don't even die, do you?
Well, it's gotta be kid friendly, innit? You know, unless Pikachu gets skewed or whatever.
I mean,
Skewered. Skewed.
what's more kid-friendly than death? I mean, children love death in media. Have you ever seen the 12-year-olds play Call of Duty? They revel in that shit.
I am 12.
We know.
And of course, fairy stories.
Yeah. Classic fairy tales. Some stupid kid did something that his parents said he shouldn't do, then he died a grisly and painful death that lasted for eternity.
Or a sheep got eaten by the wolf.
Yeah, there's that too.
Mm. In Wales, that's a horror story.
You are the wolf. And you're not eating it.
Let us explain jokes in detail.
Did you get it, Arthur? Because what I'm implying is that he likes to have relations with animals.
Would those be carnal relations, perhaps? Just making sure here.
Well, you know, it's not always like that. Sometimes we just go out for a nice meal, watch
Just
a
cuddle.
movie. Yeah.
Sometimes you just spoon the sheep.
Seriously, sheep are great listeners. I've learned that much. And here we go.
Oh, yeah. You got niggled.
Have we unlocked a new... Oh, hey, we have unlocked a human Amazon. Alright, Amazon
Way.
time. So is the Amazon a ranged character? I have no idea, because the game doesn't actually tell you.
I've forgotten. But
Alright.
don't do Mask of the Viking again.
No, let's go with They Dwell Beneath.
They Dwell Beneath. Now, this one is one of the few vaguely interesting ones. Yeah, there are 5 dragons, which means you have 5 boss monsters.
Fire Dragon was forcing the inhabitant. Inhabitant. Really, guys? But at least they spelled horde, because that is one thing that enrages me. People that spell horde and horde as horde. I hate you. I literally hate you. I want you to die. Every time I see this spelling error, I silently tell myself, it's okay, they're dyslexic, you can't hate them. But I start hating them anyway.
Bro, chill out.
I can't. A sniveling kobold.
Just chill, bro.
I'm not your bro, friendo. Wow, these kobolds are fast.
Yep. But they go down pretty quickly.
I was about to say, they have like 4 hit points apiece. And now I'm being stabbed by a freaking scorpion. Just step on the damn thing. Why are you dying to kobolds?
It's a giant scorpion and you're not long for this world at this rate. Oh, yeah, a lot of monsters tend to explode.
Yep. They thrash around wildly before death.
I think they need to chill out as well.
Everything around them. This is doubly hilarious if you actually have pets along though, because I managed to find this really... Whoa, okay. A lamp of magic that brings your magic damage to a negative. How is it a lamp of magic if it actually reduces your magical ability? If it was a lamp of negate magic,
retardant.
You don't want to gift the lamp to the lady folk, you should stick with the amulet.
Oh, a treasure pile with a short spear of giant strength. Oh, there you go.
Giant strength.
Now,
our strength is huge.
This could be a good time to look at one of the features that nobody ever uses.
Oh.
Turning the game.
Well, look at your weapon slot and you'll see, oh hey, you can have 2 weapons and switch between them.
Huh. So you mean that small black square that is actually part of the user interface?
Yes.
Well, bloody hell, I had no idea.
Did you not want that incredible scale mail?
I hate incredible scale mails.
There's a marvelous scabbard as well. I love these descriptions. There should be like a nifty spear.
However, switching takes 1 turn.
Oh dear. They really had to find a way to screw you over, didn't they?
I don't think it was... I don't think it was intended as a screw over. It was just really poorly designed. Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you just got dressed in the middle of a dungeon.
Yeah, I actually remarked on that the other day when I was testing this game out, and I was actually talking with Shining Finger at the time. I said that it's actually sort of lucky that all these very specific suits of armor and so on actually happen to be the exact right size. I mean, what are the odds? Usually a set of armor, unless it's just a hanging chainmail and so on, has to be fitted almost tailor-like to its intended wearer, but you walk into a random dungeon and there's just perfect fit armor everywhere. Magic.
You didn't think those bandages were really for healing, did you? Padding?
Let's see, what do we have here? Brilliantly decent shield, but of course, the shield of the cat
Shield of the
makes
cat.
you... Yeah, the shield of the cat makes you a less capable archer.
Helmet of the ostrich.
Isn't that
And
what
a
you wear? Isn't that
ceremonial
what you
apple
wear
that
in
you're going to
Joust, I
eat.
think?
Why is the apple ceremonial? Is it like the forbidden fruit?
It's
What?
probably temple fruit that you've just eaten.
A steel scythe. Hell yeah.
With
course.
necrotic damage, or is that... Yes, necrotic damage, get it.
I guess. Jeez. Well, it sucks
Because-
so much.
It won't suck forever.
Yes, it will. I will die before it becomes useful.
Necrotic things basically give you health and improve themselves the more people you kill.
I see. Well, better give it a shot then. Oh good lord, it actually killed him instantly.
Some creatures are weak to necrotic.
Let's see.
Erotic.
My god, why are you hitting the enemies with that thing when you couldn't hit them with the weapon you are specialized in? I hate you so much.
Like I said, this game wants you to die. It wants to eat your babies, Arthur, and you don't even have any.
Right, so, do you think we can have time to die of the poison damage before an enemy actually reaches us?
Most likely.
Wow, the hell? Wait. Scorpions explode into fire.
Didn't you know that?
I have to admit I didn't.
You need to watch
I
more David
mean-
Attenborough.
I've handled a few scorpions in my day, but none of them actually just exploded into fireballs in my hands, so I guess I...
Got the wrong scorpion.
Didn't cure.
Yep, this is getting just a wee bit,
Dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, let's see if I can just... There we go.
Idiot!
Yes, exactly, because dying in a roguelike is all the evidence you need of someone's lack of intelligence. Only an idiot of idiots would die in a place like this. Jeez.
Do you want to hear a really good headline I read earlier?
Please, I love good headlines being a journalist.
Gordon Ramsay sex dwarf eaten by badger.
The sun is there.
It doesn't even need the badger, to be
Sounds like
honest.
National Enquirer.
Gordon Ramsay sex dwarf. Oh, I am
The question
literally
is then, is it Gordon Ramsay's sex dwarf that a dwarf that he has sexual relations with? Or is it like Gordon Ramsay's sex is dwarfish? I mean, I don't know.
I don't-
You
Depending
couldn't expect
on
the
how,
rag
on
to
how
come
this
up
is
with
typeset,
play
I
words
can
like
read it
that.
in many different ways.
Yeah, you can't expect a tabloid to come up with a play on words like that. Anything that's harder than a pun involving tits.
Tensai says it would be a good username. And there's a guy on the forum called Flash Gordon Ramsay. But his avatar is the Flash, flashing Gordon Ramsay, and also the Flash Gordon. There's so many layers. I love that username.
It's like an onion, it has layers. Oh, what do we have here? A poison bow. But wait, if the bow is poison, doesn't that mean that I am the only one coming into contact with the poison? I always found it a bit weird in the hack and slash games where you find the bow of deadly poison and it's literally dripping green. Why would you ever close your hand around something like that?
For a dare.
I suppose.
If your mate's like 20 quid if you pick that up.
20 gold if you hold on to
I will
the...
give you 10 gold pieces if you take hold of this green, dripping, oozing bow.
There is a threepence at stake here, or are you not man enough? Bork, bork, bork. That is a chicken. That is you. You are a chicken.
Oh no, I am indeed a chicken.
Swedish chef.
The Swedish chef, I've brought this up before, but I mean, to a Swedish person he is absolutely hilarious, mainly because it has nothing to do with Swedish at all. They didn't even pretend that it had anything to do with Swedish. I mean,
Nope.
it's just so wonderful because it's like we're going to create a cultural stereotype, only it has nothing to do with the actual culture at all. And then we're going to spread it to children in a nation with 300 million inhabitants. So that literally like 1/9 of the world.
Different? Oh, isn't he called something different in Sweden? I
No.
seem to remember I seem to remember Humon saying something about that.
Well, he's just the chef in Sweden since he's in Sweden.
He's
so
not
naturally-
Swedish.
Yes.
The novelty of the Swede is gone.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that the only experience that like 90% of Americans has with Sweden is either ABBA or the Swedish Chef. And none of them represent us at all. As a culture or as a nation, really.
Well,
I suppose a Nobel Prize as well, but I mean, plenty of Americans think
You
the
know-
Nobel Prize is actually given out in the US, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with that.
Do you know ABBA?
Oh yeah, I know Björn and
Is
Benny
ABBA your
personally.
dad? All of them are your dad?
Yes.
What's that?
I am the result of a 4-person crossbreeding experiment with the members of ABBA. You heard it here first. Joking aside, though, I have actually met Björn and Benny, the male members of the band.
And then you haven't met the ladies? Did they have like a restraining order on you, or?
Well, no, not yet. They haven't spotted me. They haven't spotted me through the windows yet. There's an unspoken rule basically in Sweden, as long as you can stalk someone professionally and with a bit of social distance, it's fine. It's fine. We are very reserved in that manner.
You're playing a dangerous game.
The greatest game.
actually, speaking of Americans and Swedes,
Hey, Legion's now playing Cry of Fear.
Hell yeah. Might have to
Sorry.
play Cry of Fear for the horror hour or something later, because that's actually a pretty decently scary game.
Hmm.
It also has 4-player co-op, wherein you play Swedish police officers in a Swedish suburb. Wait, what the? Rogue's Apple, Austras Cooks.
Ostrus Cogs.
I've never understood what they've said with that, what they meant with that.
No idea. I know that
Facts.
cooks. I know that cooks was a word used by the French and Belgians for black slaves during the human trade
was also
century,
used
but,
by-
yeah.
Men to mean willies.
Oh, it's Latvian mythology?
Latvian.
Yeah, apparently. It's of the Remover religion, some indigenous pagan thing from Lithuania.
You sound just like a character from Nocturne that I played last week. Seriously. Belief of the indigenous people of medieval Lithuania. Complete nonsense, of course, but it does carry a corn of truth. Mainly world-destroying weapons. It's always world-destroying weapons.
Well, when it's not world-destroying weapons, it's mind-destroying horrors, so...
One of the two.
Yeah.
Quiver of the Centaurs, made out of bat leather. So apparently Centaurs don't like bats very much.
He does.
Centaurs don't like anything much.
Centaurs? I always thought it was a soft sea.
There is actually a bit of a conflict over that, because no one is actually entirely sure.
Huh.
It varies actually. I do believe that in British English you generally say centaur.
Hmm.
There are not
Fair
really
enough.
that many old Greeks left around to ask, sadly.
My mate's one, I'll ask him.
Is he literally Aristotle? I'm just
Nah, Plato.
asking. Oh,
Plato. Sorry, I need to say my
wait
T's.
a
Jesus.
minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Dead man's boots. Made out of dragon hide. Well, I have a pretty good idea why he died. Seriously,
he
you
met
put
Dragon's
on
brother down the
dragon
pub.
hide. You put on dragon hide boots, and then you walk down into a dungeon run by 5 super powerful dragon brothers. Is this some sort of Dungeons and Dragons suicide or something?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez.
Hack/loot.
You should
Otherwise
put 'em
known
on, mate.
as Drunken Dare.
The best dares are drunk dares. My mate jumped off a balcony once when he was drunk because it looked doable.
Well, it did.
It was doable, he's alive, but at what cost?
Yeah, I had a mate a while back. He turned up on my doorstep at 3 in the morning with a smashed ankle because he jumped off the lamppost in the square. What a fucking berk.
And when you asked him why, he said, "Because it is there."
I normally
Pretty
get.
much.
I normally fall down the stairs or end up locked in strange people's houses.
It's happening again, Javelin. Oh, here we go. Finally, I have found a magical pork chop. My quest is complete.
Eat it raw, man.
Oh,
Can you get salmonella in this?
I don't think so.
phew,
But
that
I
was one
did
good
find a
magical
drumstick
pork
of
chops.
glory, though. And it increased my melee damage by 2. Are you serious?
From the chicken of magnificence.
I
Seriously,
remember
if
there
the-
was an
seriously,
MMO where the first weapons you had were cardboard.
I'm getting corrected on the pork. Sorry, guys. I don't know food diseases.
Jeez. You Brits. Well then, let's head
So-
on down to the next level and actually set ourselves up for the regular stream, shall we?
Yep.
God. Let's see if we just instantly die the moment we go down here. That would be hilarious. Yeah. Damn you, rat. Yep.
Lava rat.
Well,
Death by exploding fire rat.
I think it was actually the lizard man that spat acid in my face that did it.
It was definitely the lava rat.
Yeah. Lava rats explode for fire.
And restarting, we start in a room with 3 enemies. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
I am kidding you.
Oh, I see that you took a ranged character. Well, fuck you. Animation. Swoosh. Alright,
I'd like to say, before we carry on, David
Yes,
Williamson, fuck you.
and with that public service announcement, we move on to the regular stream. We'll be right back, everyone.